أهلا بكم طالبات وطلاب جريد 1 بريب. برحب بكم في حلقة ماث جديدة تحت رعاية وإشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. Today we are going to revise the scientific notation and how can we rewrite any large number in a standard form. Then we will revise the order of operation and don't forget bit mass. B is for brackets, E is for exponent, D is for division, M is for multiplication, A is for addition, and S is for subtraction. Then the square root and what is the perfect number. And the last thing we will write it or we will revise it today, which is solving equation. And how can we get the variable alone? By doing the inverse operation. So let's get started. Okay, our revision today about, as we said, scientific notation, order of operations, square root of a rational number, solving equations. Number one, complete. We have this number and I need to write it as 2.37 times 10 to the power of what? Here the decimal point, we don't have a decimal point, and that means we have a whole number. So the whole number, the decimal point, we have to put it here. And now we have to move to get one non-zero digit to the left of the decimal point. So let's move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I moved 2 steps to the left, so the answer is 10 to the power of 8. Number 2, I have a number here, then equals 9.3 times 10 to the power of what? Already we have a decimal point, and now we need to get one non-zero digit to the left of the decimal point, which is 9.3. So we have to move to the right now. So here it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We moved 6 steps, so here the answer is -6. When I move to the right, answer will be negative. When I move to the left, the answer or the exponent will be positive. Number 3, the standard form for this number, which is 60 or 640 times 10 to the power of -7 equals what? Here, look at the exponent, which is -6. Okay, I need to write it in the standard form, and the standard form you have to get one non-zero digit. So here we have a whole number, then I moved to the left. I moved 2 steps more, so plus 2 or +2. I need to add this 2 to the -7, and here sign of bigger, which is negative, then subtract 5 minus 2 equals negative. 7 minus 2, which is -5. So the correct answer, 6.4 times 10 to the power of -5. Number 4, if x over y equals 0.3, then x over y to the power of 2 equals what? Here, x over y is 3 or 0.3. To rewrite it as a rational number or as a fraction, how many decimal places are there here? Just one digit or one decimal place. So it should be 3 over 10. Why 10? Because the number of decimal places should be equal to the number of zeros. So it is 3 over 10. Now, I'm gonna write power 2 for each side. And 3 over 10 to the power of 2, that means I need to multiply it by itself 2 times, or 3 to the power of 2 and 10 to the power of 2, which is 9 over 100. I can keep it like that, 9 over 100, or rewrite it as a decimal. There are 2 decimal places because there are 2 zeros. So I'm going to write 9 to the right. Start from the right, and here we don't have any digits, so we have to put 0. So the correct answer is 0.09. Number 5, the quarter of 4 to the power of 28 is equal what? Okay. So here we have a quarter, it means 1 over 4 times 4 over 28. Let me ask you a question. Do we have the same base? Yes, of course, we have 4 and 4. This 4 is to the power of 1 because it doesn't have an exponent. So it is 4 to the power of 28 over 4 to the power of 1. In division, So the fraction bar means division. So it is 4 to the power of 28 minus 1, which is 4 to the power of 27. Then, number 6, the square root of 81 plus the square root of 25. How can we find the value of it? Can we get out 81 from the square root? Yes, of course. The square root of 81 is 9. Why 9? Because 9 times 9 is 81, and 81 is a perfect number. What does it mean? It is a number times itself. And what about the square root of 25? Is 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. Now let's add them. 9 plus 5 is 14. So the correct answer is 14. Find the value of the following questions. Number 1. 3 times 4 minus 8 divided by 2. Do you remember BIDMAS? B is for brackets, E is for exponent, D is for division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. And division, multiplication, they have the same priority, so we can start from anyone according to what comes from left first. And the same for addition and subtraction. We have to start from left first. So here we have number 1, 3 times 4 minus 8 divided by 2. Let me ask you, do we have brackets? No. Do we have exponent? There is no exponent. Do we have division? Yes, take them in order. Number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to ask yourself in order. Okay, so we have division, so we have to start from it. I'm going to underline the division and keep the others as they are. Here we have division and multiplication. Okay, so I'm going to do the division, okay, and the multiplication also because we have the same priority, okay. So 3 times 4 equals 12 minus 8 divided by 2 equals 4. And 12 minus 4 equals 8. So the correct answer is 8. The second one. I'm going to keep the order of operation in front of you, okay? Number 2, 68 minus 5 times 2 to the power of 3. Do we have brackets? No brackets. Or parentheses. The difference between the brackets, it should be like that, and parentheses is like that. Okay. Do we have exponent? Yes, of course, 2 to the power of 3. So immediately we have to start from 2 to the power of 3 and keep the others as they are. So it is times 2 to the power of 3. It means 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Okay, now I'm going to ask myself again. Do we have brackets? No. Exponent, we finished from it. Do we have division? No. Do we have multiplication? Yes. So we have to start from the multiplication. Keep 68 minus 5 times 8 is 40. Now do the last step, which is 68 minus 40 equals 28. Number 3, no brackets. Exponent, yes, we have exponent. So we have to start from this one. So keep the others as they are. Don't touch them. Okay? I'm gonna find the value of 3 to the power of 2, which is 3 times 3 equals 9. That is the first step. Then the second step, brackets, exponent, division. Do we have division? Yes. So start from this one now. Keep the others as they are. 8 plus, and here minus 7. 9 divided by 9 is 1. We finished. Now we have addition and subtraction here. Addition and subtraction, they have the same priority, so start from left. Which one comes first? The addition comes first, so 8 plus 1 equals 9 minus 7 equals 2. So the correct answer is 2. And then, number 4, 3 to the power of 6 divide 3 to the power of negative 2. How can we find it? Here, we have the same base, which is 3. So it is 3 to the power of 6 divided by 1 over 3 to the power of 2. Why? Because I have negative exponent. So we have to flip the fraction. It is 3 over 1, so I'm going to write it as 1 over 3 to the power of 2. Now we have division. Okay, in division, KFC. KFC, what does it mean? Keep the first number as it is. Flip the second number. It is 1 over 3 to the power of 2, so it becomes 3 to the power of 2 over 1. Change, C is for change the division to multiplication. Oh, now we have multiplication. 3 to the power of 6 times 3 to the power of 2, which is 3 to the power of 8, because we have to add 6 plus 2. Then, number 5, negative 1 and half to the power of negative 3. Negative 3, I have to rewrite the mixed number and the decimal as a fraction. Why? To avoid any mistake. So here we have to multiply. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3 over 2 and keep the negative. That is the first step. I just rewrite it as an improper fraction. Then, the negative exponent means flip the fraction. So we are gonna switch the numerator and denominator. It is 3 over 2, so it becomes 2 over 3 to the power of 3. When I flip the fraction, the sign of the exponent will be changed. Okay, and the negative here as it is, because this negative is for a number, not for the exponent. Now, if I have odd number, and the value is negative, so the answer is negative, of course. The exponent is odd, keep the negative. The exponent is even, cancel the negative sign. Then 2 to the power of 3 is 8, and 3 to the power of 3 is 27. So the correct answer is negative 8 over 27. By the way, you can write this negative beside the fraction bar, or write it up for 8, or write it down for 27. But the best way to write it up, of course. Now let me clear all. 6, 2 to the power of negative 2, negative 1, plus 4 to the power of negative 1. Immediately we need to flip the number. This 2 is over 1 and this 4 is over 1. So when I flip it, it will be 1 over 2 plus 1 over 4. And here no need to write power 1. Okay, how can I add the fractions? How can I add this to rational numbers? Here, which case do we have? Do we have the same denominator? Of course, no. Can I convert one to the other? Yes. We can convert this 2 to be 4 by multiplying it by 2 up and down. So the first fraction will be 1 times 2 is 2 over 4. The second one is 1 over 4. Now we have the same denominator, so we are going to write 4 as it is. 2 plus 1 is 3. You can write it like that or write it as a decimal. The decimal 3 over 4, it means 0.75, and you have to memorize that, especially for 1 over 4 equals 0.25, half is equal to 0.5, and 3 over 4 equals 0.75. So if you write it like that and or like that, both of them are correct. So 0.75. Choose the correct answer from those given. The sum of 2 square roots of a number 49 is what? As we know, we have positive square root and negative square root. So the positive square root for 49 is 7. And the negative square root is negative 7. When I add them, we will get 0. Number 2. The side length of the square whose area is 9x to the power of 2. This is the area. the given one is the area. How can we find the square or the side length? By taking the square root of it. So I'm going to take the square root of 9x squared. When you take the square root, we have to write the absolute value. The square root of 9 is 3, and the x squared, the square root of it is x. So the value is square root of 3x. Then, number 3, the multiplicative inverse of the number square root 2 and 1/4 is what? Also, we have to write this mixed number as an improper fraction by multiplying 4 times 2, then add 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9/4. How can I take the square root of 9 and the square root of 4? Of course, the square root of 9 is 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. The square root of 4 is 2. So the correct answer is, this is the value of it, by the way. Now I need to evaluate the multiplicative inverse. We need to flip this fraction so it will be 2/3. So don't forget to find the value of it first, then answer the question. I asked you about the multiplicative inverse, so just flip the rational number. Number 4, the additive inverse, we need to change the sign. To change the sign of the number. Here, -2 to the power of 3 is equal what? Here the exponent is odd. And as we know, if we have odd exponents, so the negative will be negative as it is. Then 2 to the power of 3 is 2 times 2 times 2. It's not 6, it is 8. This is the value of it. I didn't answer yet. Now, additive inverse, how can we find it? Change the sign of this value. So we have 2 steps. I need you to focus with me about it. So the first step, I'm going to write the value of this number, which is -8. The second step, answer the question. The additive inverse, we have to change the sign, so the answer is 8. Number 5, 0.2 to the power of -1. How can we find it? Which one is correct? Okay, how many decimal places are there here? Just 1 decimal place. So it should be over 10 or over 100? 1 decimal place, so it should be over 10, because 10, it has 1 0. So it is 2/10 all to the power of -1. What about the negative exponent? Flip the fraction. So it becomes 10/2 to the power of 1. No need to write power 1, so it is 10/2, which is 5. So the correct answer is 5. Number 6, if x equal this number, 0.0009, then find the square root of x. Okay, rewrite the decimal as a rational number, as a fraction. Okay, this 9, it should be over what? How many decimal places? 1, 2, 3, 4. When I ask you how many decimal places, count the 0 and the non-zero digits, okay? So don't count only the 3 digits. I said how many decimal places are there in all? So 4 decimal places, so it should be over 10,000. 4 zeros. Now this one is under the square root for x. The square root of 9 is 3, and the square root of 10,000 is 100, because I have to get out half of the number of zeros. There are 4 zeros, so get 2 zeros, because 100 times 100 equals 10,000. So the correct answer is 0.303. Here we have a fraction, 2 zeros, so 2 decimal places. This 3, you have to start from right. So I'm going to write 3 here. There is no digit here, so you have to put 0. 0.03. We have a video from AKB. Let's watch it with each other.
We want to find the solution set of the equation. X plus 3 equals 8 if the substitution set is Z. The solution key is to put x in one pan without any other numbers. So the first step in solution is adding -3 to both sides. And as -3 is the additive inverse of 3, so they will cancel each other's values. Therefore, x equals 5, which belongs to z. The second solution does not differ much from the first solution, but instead of adding additive inverse of 3 to both sides, we move 3 to the other side by inverse sign. This gives us the same value of x. Now, you have learned 2 ways for solution, and you have the freedom to choose any way to reach the correct answer.
Here it was a video about solving equations, so let's apply the steps. Question 4. Solve this equation. X plus 4 equals 3nn. The natural numbers. Okay. We have add 4. So do the inverse operation for addition, which is subtraction. So subtract 4 from both sides. Then take a line. We will cancel 4 and 4. Here it is positive and negative, so we will get x alone, and that is our target. Now, 3 minus 4 is -1. My question is, -1 belongs to n or not? Of course not, because n the natural number, not integers, okay? So there is no solution. This -1, it doesn't belong to n, so there is no solution on n, and the solution is 5. Then solve this equation in Q, the rational number. Okay, here we have 5x minus 9 equals 11. As we said, here we have multiplication between 5 and x, and we have subtraction. Okay, in equation we have to do the addition and subtraction first. So we are going to circle this operation, and the inverse operation for subtraction is addition. So add 9 for both sides. Take a line. Cancel. Then 5x equals 1. It is not 1, it is 11. 11 plus 9 equals 20. Now, we have multiplication between 5 and x, and the inverse operation for the multiplication is division. So we are going to divide by 5 both sides. Cancel the 5. Now x equals 20 divided by 5 equals 4. And 4, of course, belongs to Q, so our solution is 4. That's all about today's revision. Thank you so much. I hope it was clear for everyone. Bye-bye.